Hey guys, it's Eric, owner of Farpoint Farms here in the mountains, North Carolina, and today I'll be taking a look at this. We needed some of this here at the farm. This is a Foxwell BT100 Pro battery analyzer. So back in the day, you needed a whole lot of equipment to properly test a battery. You needed a hydrometer, you needed a load tester, a pylon load tester, which was it was probably about that big, looked like a giant toaster oven with some dials on it and some gauges. Some folks had what was called the VAT-40, which was very popular when I was young. Totally obsolete now. But over the years, and of course you needed also a multimeter, digital multimeter or a regular multimeter. That's all been replaced now with these things, and I've had my eyes on a set of these for a while. This pretty much does what's called a micro load test. It analyzes each cell individually and comes up with a fairly accurate condition check of the battery. It gives you an idea how many cold cranking amps are still available and overall condition of the battery. So pretty cool little device. We have one of these at my other job, and it has a printer on it, but this one's just one that doesn't have a printer, but perfect for home use, perfect for the do-it-yourself mechanic. So I'm going to go ahead and open this thing up right now, and let's see what we got. Looks like we got a little manual there. Set that aside, and then the main unit right here. So there we go. Little battery cable cords here. And what I'm going to do is I've got several vehicles here that have batteries that I'd love to find out the condition of, so I'm going to go ahead and hook it up, and we're going to check. One of the ones we're going to check has a remote batteries in the trunk, so I'm going to try checking it from the terminal post and see how accurate a reading it gives on that. I'm kind of curious about that, but overall first impressions looks decent for the price. Not this isn't pro grade, but it's also not garbage. It doesn't appear to be anyway. So let's check it out.
All right, so the very first one we've got here to check, this should be easy enough, is this right here. That's his lawnmower battery, and it's a relatively new, September of 2019, so I assume that this battery is okay, but that's what we get these testers for, so we don't have to assume. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on, and this does not need a battery. This just comes up. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this as well. There we go. So it's giving us the standing voltage is 13.5. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. 13.05. So we have here, I just want to make sure that I'm getting this. Yeah. Battery test, view results, language, and version information. We're going to hit enter because we're going to do a battery test. Out of vehicle or in vehicle. In our case, this is in vehicle. And is this a regular AGM or gel? Deep cell or gel cell. So we have a regular here. And then it gives us some choices here. Most battery manufacturers will list the cold cranking amps, CCA. Some will only have cranking amps. These other two are not commonly used here in the United States. This one here, if I take a look at it, cold cranking amps is 230, so we'll go ahead and hit enter. And then we have our number here. I'm going to lower this down. Okay, there we are at 230. So we'll go ahead and hit enter, and it should test it. Good battery. There we go. Voltage 13.03, measured cold cranking amps 275, rated at 230. So this battery is in pristine shape. All right, well, that's because it's a fairly new battery, but let's go ahead and see on some of the other cars here on the property that are definitely older batteries, if that holds true for those as well. All right, here we are with my truck. This thing sits for extended periods of time. As you can see, 12.43. So back in the old days, you could measure a battery. The first easiest test you could give was a fully charged battery would be about 12.6, 50% charge about 12.4, and we're getting down into low range 12.2. Anything below 12, and you know you've got a problem. But let's go ahead and run the test on this and see how that runs with my old school, my old school memory. Again, we're going to go with battery test. This is in the vehicle. It is a regular, and this one is 650 cold cranking amps. So I'm going to have to roll that way up. There we go, 650, and we'll run the test. And it says good recharge, which doesn't surprise me all that much because this car, like I said, sits an awful lot. 12.43 volts, measured 501 cranking amps, rated at 650. So not terrible, but it's saying that impedance-wise, the measurement it takes internally, like the micro load test that it gave it, tells the device that the battery itself is still good, but that it's a little low on charge from sitting excessively. Right on. Let's go and check out another one. Okay, this one I'm kind of curious about because if you can see right there, this is 12 of 14. That's 2020 here, almost halfway through 2020. So that means that this battery has definitely got some years on it. This one is giving us a CA, not a CCA, so CA of 625. And we'll go ahead and run the test one more time to see how it comes out. 12.61 volts standing voltage, that's a good sign. In vehicle, it is a regular. But now we're going to move instead of CCA to CA. And we're going to move that to 625. And hit enter, and here we go. Alright, it's asking here, when it says surface charge detected, that means you need to go and flip on the lights for a few seconds. That's going to burn off that surface charge. I'll do that right now. Okay, now let's go back in. I'm going to test it one more time. In vehicle, regular, cold cranking amps, 625, and I'm going to hit enter. All right, it's saying replace battery, not good, right? So we have a measured amperage of 363 and 625. So this one, it's not that much of a surprise. Still looking at 50% capacity. My guess is you could slow charge this, maybe get another year out of it. Not a surprise. So this car actually has had some starting trouble, and we knew this was on the list of things we would have to replace here shortly. So let's see here. It also has part 2. We also have state of charge. There's also some other information here you can go over if you're interested in these sort of things. So, all right, let's see what else we got. Okay, last up we have this Duralast battery of unknown years. I think this is a 2015 or 2014, so this thing's getting on in years as well. It does crank over a bit slow. As you can see, there's some corrosion on the terminals. We're going to go ahead and check it and see what it says, and we'll go from there. This one here, cold cranking amps, 575. So we'll go ahead and hit enter. Battery test, in vehicle, regular type battery, cold cranking amps. We'll raise that up to 575. All right, hit enter. Let's see what we got. Replace battery. Okay, so it is. It's got a decent charge, 60% charge on it, but 366 cold cranking amps out of 575, and so that's where it's at. Now look, when it says replace battery, it doesn't mean you have to do so right away. Now if you have a vehicle that's towed in that you put a charge on, and then right after a charge is giving you these kind of readings, that's a sign that thing's going to be towed back in if you don't replace it. And something like this, it cranks slowly. I could easily get the summer out of this battery, but it definitely is telling me, hey man, it's time to start thinking about replacing this. Now one thing I will say about these tools is you can definitely get false readings from these things, so you do want to make sure to maybe take a measurements twice. If possible, you want to put them right on the terminal. In this case I'm not, but before I was going to condemn a battery, I would take the battery, take the cables loose, clean everything, charge it, and then do a retest on it. So let's go ahead and run it just again, just to see if anything changed. No, it's very similar, right? 12.55, 370, 575. So there you go. Now, do I recommend something like this? Most certainly. It takes the guesswork out of knowing whether your batteries are on their way out, if they're good, if you've got problems. If you have a vehicle that won't start, won't turn over, you could replace a very expensive starter or shoot the money gun at it and replace the starter and the battery when it turns out it's just one or the other. And an inexpensive tool like this will allow you to know exactly what's going on with what system. Now, there are fancier ones on the market. In fact, I believe Foxwell makes one that has the printer and is also capable of doing draw tests on starters and stuff like that. But for the homeowner or the private mechanic, or at-home mechanic like myself, this is usually all you would need to do. To do a starter draw test is kind Well, there's other ways to do it. They're just as easy, and it's literally just listening for it. But there you go. That's it for today. I'm Eric, the owner of Farpoint Farms. Hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, perhaps you'll think about liking and subscribing. And I'll see you next time. Take care.
There's always something that needs a little fixing on Farpoint Farms. Freedom is mighty sweet.